Hi, if you're a beginner and you want to learn a Ruy Lopez, this video is definitely for you. In less than 15 minutes, I will cover all main ideas for white and black and all main variations for white and black. You can use it to play directly after you will watch this video. My name is Pavel Martinov and welcome you to my YouTube channel, and let's start our journey. Ruy Lopez starts after e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. So in here, basically black have two general moves, a6 and knight f6. Both of them are really quite playable. For sure, we can cover some sidelines like knight e7. The idea is to protect the knight on c6 from taking of the bishop. But generally, white can react to normally like castle, d3, c3, something natural to Spanish lines. And let's start with the main a6. And here, if white will take on c6, we will take on c6, and e5 is not hanging because I can go to d4, and next I will take on e5 or e4. So knight f3 takes, and this endgame is pretty equal because the structure is symmetrical. I have pair of bishops for this double pawns. So basically it's equal. And that's not the best choice for white. And we can say that theoretically, we need to speak about some endgames like this that can even appear, because white have 4 pawns against 3 here, and basically they can create a passing pawn, even if it will be lots of exchanges. But this 4 pawns against this 3 pawns is really hard to make a passing pawn for black. But for this strategical disadvantage, black have a pair of bishops, and basically we can count this endgame like a pretty equal according to the practice. But it's playable. You can see lots of games on it and try to play by your own. But that seems not that dangerous, and that's why after a6 the main move is bishop goes to a4. The main theory, knight f6, we want to maybe take a pawn on e4 in some cases, and here is a castle. So white basically wants to hide d3 or knight c3 move because they want to protect the pawn with rook e1, and we will see in the future why it's so really important for white. Here, black for sure can take on e4. It's called an open variation of the Ruy Lopez. I will follow with d4 because rook e1 is not that good. I can even, I think, play knight c5. The bishop is hanging and the position is really good for black. Or I can think about some other ways. So after knight e4, d4 is basically the main part, how to play. And here is really dangerous to take on d4. I will play rook e1. The line is basically open, and I want to take this knight on the pin. And if d5, the variation I will show you is really magnificent. Knight e4, using this pin, bishop d6, the only one move for black that is really hard to find if you don't know. Knight c6, seems that black are losing because after b takes c6, I can take on c6 with a double attack. But bishop takes h2. That is the main idea. After king takes h2, it's a check, 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 and it's a repeat. It's a draw, completely draw. But everything is not just that easy. After takes on h2, I need to go king h1, the main move. Queen h4. Seems that the position starting to be dangerous for white because I want to jump out with the bishop and checkmate him with white king. But here I have a tricky rook e4. If queen takes, it's no sense because it's no more checkmate ideas, and I can save my pieces and take on h2 lately. So the main one is to take on e4 with the pawn, and here's queen d8. Really magnificent move. The idea is that I'm exchanging the queens, and I'm doing this with a check by my bishop, and there's no more attention to my king. And after king takes d8, I'm taking on h2, bishop e6, bishop e3. I have 2 pieces for a rook and 2 pawns, but still I'm really better because I have a powerful pair of bishops. This king is not that good here. This position is actually very, very well for white and way better. That's why black trying to avoid this line and basically returning back to the move 7 after rook e1. So it's dangerous for black. Even if black will firstly play b5, Yes, bishop b3, knight e4, d4. Here, d5 is the main move, and it's like a transposing, because after takes on d4, immediately d4, b5, I'm sorry, that's not bishop takes b5, bishop b3, d5 is here as the main move, because after takes here is also very dangerous. After rook e1, d5, trying to protect this knight, I have knight c3, unpredictable move, I believe. I want to take on d5 or to e4, so d takes c3, and I'm taking on d5. And these two pieces are hanging. The king is really open. I have with white advantage in development, and that's very hard to rescue this position for black. So that's why, again, the main move after bishop b3 is d5. We are taking back the pawn. Bishop e6, knight d2. I want to take, so black wants to avoid this exchange, knight c5, c3, and this position is very complicated, like bishop e7, bishop c2. According to the modern theory, is better for white, but still it's playable for black. The position is really unpredictable with the results, so you can try. Returning back to the move 5, the main line is not to take on e4 and to go bishop e7. And I'm going rook e1. Because I want to protect this pawn with the rook. I want to have a possibility of c3 and d4. What is the strategical idea? First of all, I'm fighting for the center, because after e takes d4, I will take with c pawn and create a strong center d4, e4. And basically, I want to save this bishop. In some cases, after b5, bishop b3, knight f5, this bishop is hanging, and I can hide him on c2. We will see this. So, right now, I basically want to take on c6 and take on e5 because my pawn is protected. b5 seems logical. Bishop b3, castle, and c3 here. And for example, d6, the old theory. d4 now is not that good because bishop g4 and this pin is uncomfortable. So main line for white is to play h3. Here again after d6 to prevent bishop b4. And thanks to the c3 move after knight e5, I can go bishop c2 and hide this bishop. So I don't need to exchange this bishop for the knight. And I believe basically in the Spanish bishop that I will use him in the attack. c5 is the old line theory. Black wants to take control in the center. d4, queen c7, protecting e5. And here just like knight d2. And Anatoly Karpov was a big master of these positions for white. Basically, like for example, after knight c6, I am ready to close. After knight d8, black wants to push c4, knight b7, knight c5 somewhere, and I'm going with the typical Spanish idea. I'm going to knight f1, knight g3, knight f5, and after g4 with the attack. Or some other way, not only g4, but I want to replace my bishop from d2 to f5, the typical maneuver in the Ruy Lopez. Also, it's called Spanish game. So that's why this position, according to the modern theory, is a bit better for white. You can rely to the Anatoly Karpov game. Another tricky idea for black is knight b8 right here. It's kind of a strange system on the first look, but after d4, knight d7, black saying that, yes, we are wasting a tempo, but still the position is quite close, so tempos there are not that important. I want to replace my knight to d7, better position than c6, where knight will protect e5 square, where d5 is not taking a tempo on hanging on c6, and I want to push my bishop to b7 to the free diagonal. So, for example, knight d2, bishop b7, bishop c2 is the main here to protect e4 pawn one more time, rook e1, a8, knight f1, bishop f8, and after knight g3 with the typical knight f5 ideas, g6 is the main move. And for example, for a4, I want to react like c6. I have a kind of a passive position with black, but it's very solid. I mean, like, I prevented knight f5, I have a solid situation in the center. According to the modern theory, this position is dangerous for black, but still on the beginner's level or amateur level is quite playable. So I think that if you never saw the Spanish, you like Ruy Lopez, you never saw the knight b8 idea. So but basically the main move here is not d6, it's an old theory. The main move is d5 martial attack. It's a sacrifice of a pawn, but after takes on e5, I'm going with the c6. And this position getting like on the first view, it's kind of dangerous for white because this flank is not developed. I want to push the bishop to d6 and the rook will hanging, and actually I have an attack. For example, d4, bishop d6, rook e1, queen h4. Actually, I want to take on h2, so g3, queen h3, the king feels uncomfortable. Yes, it's extra pawn for white, but a compensation for black. So the main line here is like to play bishop e3. This position is very complicated, really very complicated, but again, according to the modern theory, it's a draw. So you can use this tricky idea with black. I think that you can shock your opponent if we are speaking about the beginner's level with this martial attack. But of course, you can go deeply inside to the theory to feel the wave that it's an equal position in general. So the martial is the main for nowadays, and that's why even Jan Nepomniachtchi tried to play like a4 in some cases, h3, yeah, and tried to avoid this system and the match against Ding Liren, because he knew that Ding Liren will play martial and it will be a draw completely. So returning back to the very, very beginning, a6 we covered, and the next main line is knight f6. And after castle, the same ideas. Knight f4 here is a better way than open variation, I think, because after d4, same ideas, I will go knight e6. And the point is that this bishop is hanging right now. After a6, bishop a4, knight d6 is no sense. I will take on e5. But basically here I can take on e5 as well. A tricky idea. Takes on b5, a4. The knight is trapped. But after this move, this position is pretty equal, according to the theory. But still playable for both sides. The main line here is to go to this Berlin endgame. Takes on c6, takes on e5, takes, knight f5, takes. And this endgame, quite similar to the bishop takes c6 on the first moves by white. Again, it's a double pawns, but again, it's a pair of bishops. And according to the modern theory, this position is equal and black are ready to get a draw here. So, but still, it's a unequal position because it's hard to imagine that that can appear from some other opening than Spanish or Ruy Lopez, I mean. So that's why if you will learn this position for both colors, you will collect points because it's really, again, strategically unequal position for this opening. So basically, we covered the main lines of main ideas of Ruy Lopez. And I'm pretty sure that it will be useful for you if you never, for example, saw Ruy Lopez before. I tried to do this quickly, funny, interesting for you, and I hope that you will appreciate it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and wait for new videos. They are coming and they will be interesting. Good luck in chess!